there watching it. The other organizer, a gentleman, goes to hand the microphone to Harry again, and yet again, Meghan goes to take it. He holds it back and even laughs and says no, and then continues.
It's a charity thing. There were lots of A-listers there, like Jeff Bridges and Rob Lowe and Pink. And you'll remember last year, Meghan very much was their centre.
So the fact that Meghan was there last year, and she was humiliated, not once, but twice. And it was all over the organisers not wanting her to have...
Oh, you're not even ready for this one. Picture it. Kevin Costner, Hollywood royalty, throwing this classy charity gala. It's supposed to be a heartwarming night, all about giving back. But guess who turns it into a headline circus? Meghan Markle, of course. Costner's event had every reason to shine, but nope, the cameras weren't on him. They were locked onto Meghan having one of those nights again. And trust me, it wasn't the graceful Duchess vibe. Oh no, this was Meghan Markle in full meltdown mode. Costner throws a gala, Meghan throws a fit. Guess who the world ended up talking about? Exactly.
Costner. Number one, Meghan didn't have to do any of that. She could have just stood there and had Harry pick it up and walk.
Imagine this. You're at a laid-back event, nothing red carpet about it, just wholesome vibes. And then someone struts in like they own the place, chin up, smile plastered on like the cameras were summoned just for them. That someone? Meghan Markle, at Kevin Costner's annual 805 live concert, no less. She looked like she thought it was her big night. Girl, please.
Lots of reasons why she didn't go, but I think her being genuinely sick is at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, indeed.
Now let's get one thing straight. This charity concert, it's not Hollywood glitz and glam. No flashing bulbs, no desperate wannabes in sequins. We're talking Santa Barbara chill, cowboy hats, barbecue, country tunes. A genuine night to honor first responders, actual heroes who risked their lives. But once Meghan and Harry strolled in, Harry dragging along, Meghan's personal photographer in tow, the vibe changed in a heartbeat. The room that should have been full of respect and gratitude suddenly felt like a Netflix reality show.
The act of giving it to him, number one, it infantilizes him. It infantilizes him because she has to pick it up and she has.
And here's the kicker. This wasn't Meghan's first rodeo at this event. Oh no, there's history here. By now, whispers say she's practically banned. Not officially, of course, but let's be honest. Her name's on the mental blacklist. Flashback 2 years ago. Meghan shows up, and instead of mingling politely, insiders claim she stormed the stage, like literally tried to grab the mic as if she were the headline act instead of a guest. Suddenly, what was supposed to be a night of celebrating firefighters turned into a desperate scramble to keep Meghan from hijacking the program. Talk about awkward. Guests weren't asking, "What's for dessert?" They were asking, "How do we keep her away from the stage?" Fast forward a year, invitations go out for the next charity gala. Guess whose name is not on the guest list?
The rest, quite significant that she decided not to do that.
Yes, there certainly seems to be, I would say, trouble ahead.
Yep, Meghan Markle. She wasn't invited, she wasn't wanted, and everybody knew it. But did she just quietly accept it? Of course not. Instead, the gossip mills buzzed with stories about her being snubbed. Rumors swirled. Was it a feud with Costner himself? Did the Hollywood crowd finally grow tired of the royal drama? The whispers weren't flattering, let's just say that. So this year, when Meghan came strolling in with Harry, paparazzi trailing behind, cameras flashing, you could almost hear the collective gasp. People knew the backstory. They knew she wasn't invited, but there she was, walking in like the headline performer. It wasn't just audacious, it was jaw-dropping. The event was supposed to be all about real heroes, men and women who save lives every single day. Firefighters, paramedics, first responders. But instead, what did the world see? Meghan Markle turning a heartfelt fundraiser into a sideshow. At this point, it doesn't even look like bad luck anymore. It's a pattern. If there's a spotlight, Meghan will find it, invited or not. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, it did. The night took a shocking turn. Whispers started flying across the room. Meghan wasn't satisfied just with being seen. Oh no, she allegedly went full-blown soap opera mode. Here's what people in the room say happened. A young staffer, barely out of her 20s, was doing her job. She politely approached Meghan before the show, gently reminding her, "Sorry, you're not on the speaking schedule tonight." Professional, respectful, not personal at all. Just doing her job. At first, Meghan played the part. Sweet smile, nods of understanding, acting like she was perfectly fine with it. But then, bam. Eyewitnesses say she snapped, literally. With her free hand, Meghan allegedly swung and delivered a slap to the staffer. And let me tell you, this wasn't some clumsy bump, not a playful tap. This was calculated, a sharp, deliberate strike that left everyone frozen. The entire room stopped. Conversations cut mid-sentence. Gasps filled the air. Some people stared wide-eyed, others awkwardly looked away, praying they didn't just witness what they thought they did. Imagine being at a fundraiser meant to honor heroes, and the story of the night becomes Meghan Markle allegedly slapping a charity worker. That one moment didn't just shatter the vibe, vibe. It revealed something darker: entitlement, rage, and a need to control. And here's what chilled people the most. Meghan didn't even look shocked at her own actions. Nope. She clung back to Harry like nothing had happened, as if slapping a charity worker was just part of the evening program. The staffer was shaken, the audience stunned, and Meghan calm as ever, almost like she'd done this before. So naturally, every eye in the room turned to Harry. This was his chance to step in, defuse the situation, maybe even apologize for his wife's behavior. What did he do? Practically nothing. Harry stood there frozen, one hand hovering awkwardly on Meghan's back. It wasn't protective, it wasn't reassuring. It was the limp kind of touch that screamed one thing: embarrassment. He looked like a man caught in a nightmare, unsure whether to step up or disappear into the floor. Witnesses later described his face as tight and uncomfortable. No words, no apology, no attempt to calm the situation. Just silence. Meghan clung to his hand like a schoolgirl caught cheating, gripping it desperately as if that could erase the slap everyone had just seen. Her eyes darted across the room, defiant but panicked, while Harry looked utterly drained. It wasn't the image of a strong, united couple. It was the image of a man trapped in his wife's chaos, reduced to a background prop. And let's be honest, that silence said everything. By not saying a single word, Harry looked less like a husband and more like an enabler. People watching whispered, is he embarrassed or is he just trapped? And of course, Meghan's PR machine was already working overtime before the night was even over. While people inside were still buzzing about the slap, outlets like People magazine magically published glowing headlines. They painted Meghan as this picture-perfect, supportive wife who let Harry shine. Excuse me? Were they at the same event? Because witnesses swore Meghan wasn't standing quietly in the background. She was glued to Harry's side every second, practically choreographing his moves for the cameras. Far from letting him shine, she hogged every frame. And here's the most outrageous part: the alleged slap, not a single mention in mainstream coverage. Wiped clean like it never happened. The glossy write-ups made Meghan look like a star guest at an event she wasn't even invited to. Talk about rewriting reality. But the internet? The internet doesn't forget. People online saw the photos, they saw the clips, and they weren't buying the fairy tale spin. Twitter threads blew up, Reddit forums lit up with outrage. People were calling out the media, asking why the young staffer had been erased from the story. And slowly, the sanitized PR version began to crumble. And in all this noise, who got ignored? The people who actually mattered that night. The firefighters, the EMTs, the first responders. The real heroes were once again pushed to the sidelines, overshadowed by Meghan's chaos. Even Kevin Costner, the man of the hour, got sidelined. Normally, headlines would praise him for pulling together stars and donors for a noble cause. Instead, the charity barely got a footnote. The story was Meghan, Meghan, Meghan. She hijacked the spotlight from actual lifesavers and made herself the headline. And let's not pretend this is a one-off. From palace staff calling her difficult, to family feuds, to fights with the press, Meghan has a track record of stirring drama. This charity gala slap, it just poured gasoline on a fire that's been burning for years. Slapping a young staffer at a fundraiser wasn't just bad behavior. It was a statement. It screamed entitlement, dominance, and control. It's the same energy she's shown feuding with royals, clashing with palace officials, and rewriting every rule in the book. Meghan doesn't play nice when she feels slighted, and everyone in that room saw it. Critics didn't hold back either. They said this is the real Meghan, the one behind the Netflix gloss and carefully curated photos. The Meghan who throws down when she doesn't get her way. The Meghan who turns every stage into her stage even if she wasn't invited. And here's the thing, Hollywood sees all of this. Agents, producers, A-listers, they don't want drama at their events. One messy night, one slap, one viral scandal, and suddenly Meghan's not the glamorous duchess anymore. She's a liability. And Hollywood doesn't forgive liabilities easily. Already insiders are whispering that the shine has worn off. The Oprah invites, the Tyler Perry support, the red carpets, they're slowing down. The spotlight is colder now, the chatter sharper. Instead of Meghan the trailblazer, it's Meghan the problem. And after this charity night, the whispers are louder than ever. Hollywood is a small world, and word travels faster than light. When Meghan allegedly slapped that staffer, it wasn't just scandalous gossip. It was a red flag for industry power players. No one wants their charity gala or red carpet premiere hijacked by a duchess who might turn the night into her personal headline. And don't forget, Hollywood thrives on image. Reputations are delicate, and one messy night can shatter years of networking. Meghan's reputation? It's hanging by a thread. The fallout has been brutal. Invitations are fewer. Partnerships are stalling. Big names who once championed Meghan and Harry are keeping their distance. Even those who were once sympathetic are whispering, she's too much drama. Because here's the truth. Hollywood loves a scandal, but only when it sells. Once it becomes a liability, they cut ties quick. And let's not forget Harry in all of this. That night at the gala, his body language screamed defeat. Witnesses said his hands were shoved in his pockets, his smile stiff, his eyes glazed over. This wasn't the confident prince the world once admired. This was a man standing in the ruins of his wife's chaos, wishing he were anywhere else. Harry has always been torn between two worlds: the loyal husband who stands by Meghan no matter what, and the royal prince raised on duty and composure. But watching his wife allegedly slap someone at a charity event, that had to be his nightmare come true. His silence wasn't strength, it was surrender. The saddest part? This wasn't just about Meghan and Harry. The people who should have been celebrated, the firefighters, EMTs, first responders, were shoved aside. Their big night, their recognition, drowned out by royal drama. Donors even complained afterward, saying the circus overshadowed their contributions. That's not just embarrassing, it's damaging. And for Meghan, the fallout is harsher than ever. Hollywood insiders are calling her radioactive. Every new scandal chips away at her brand. The red carpets, the endorsements, the speaking gigs, they don't slam shut all at once. They close slowly, one by one, until one day the calls just stop coming. Meanwhile, the palace is sitting back, watching it all unravel. They won't say it outright, but you know what they're thinking? We told you so. Every scandal Meghan stirs up pushes Harry further from reconciliation, deeper into isolation, and more entangled in a cycle of drama. And here's the brutal truth. This isn't about one slap. It's about the bigger picture. Meghan has built a pattern, walking into spaces she wasn't invited, rewriting the script, grabbing the spotlight, and leaving chaos in her wake. And every time she does it, more people whisper the same thing. Maybe this is who she really is. For Harry, it's a ticking clock. Every incident strains his marriage, strains his image, and strains his relationship with his family back in the UK. Witnesses at the gala said he looked like a man trapped, caught between loyalty and regret. And the question hanging in the air? How much longer can he take it? The aftermath hasn't faded either. Donors are questioning whether they'll attend next year's event if the circus continues. Sponsors are wary. And the whispers about Meghan being radioactive aren't fading. They're growing. That slap, whether mentioned in the press or not, lives on in every conversation behind Hollywood's closed doors. And let's not forget the irony. Meghan came to America to escape royal scrutiny, to build her Hollywood fairy tale. But instead of grace, she's becoming infamous for scandal. The dream she fought for, the dream of conquering Hollywood, may be slipping through her fingers, one chaotic night at a time.